Hit Season 2.
Number 3 and see who's going to take this one on King Sejong.
Sejong makes it in this time. This is the map that we saw earlier Stats was afraid of, but Deer, not so much. We'll see if he can make it work.
Let's jump into game number 3 of the final match of Deer versus GuMiho. The PVT decide the second player to get out of the group. Sejong Station for, I believe, the first time tonight.
That's right.
And up in the top left in the red, winning that last one, the very carefully crafted build, it is Deer.
And to the bottom right, in blue, his opponent on this final game could win it all. It is GuMiho.
Deer looked a lot more relaxed and kind of just ready to go into this game. You could see he was pumped up, he was excited, maybe a little bit nervous getting into the last one. So much on the line right now for this last game. GuMiho just looked so focused. There was actually like no read. He didn't look nervous, he wasn't bouncing around, he was very still. He was just looking intently into his monitor. That was about it, right? So, I don't know, maybe just the different ways that these two players deal with the stress in a certain situation.
I think GuMiho looked very nervous going into game 1. Got some confidence there. And now game 2, Deer clearly doing the build. Deer looked so focused to me going to this when we had that camera shot before we went in. He looked like he knows he has won this series if he can just follow the recipe, you know, the steps. We'll see the CC. Somewhat of a
hesitation. He commits to the scout, and he does get it.
It's going to be, for the first time really, for GuMiho, they're going to be a more conservative reactor opening in this game. We'll drop the factory down regardless, but he's going to have like a slower build up to that factory. It's like gas first, into like a cyclone, into something else, which may throw Deer off a little bit. It's throwing me off, because even though it's somewhat predictable what he was doing, I still feel like he's so good at it. He's one of those players that even if he does the same thing every time, you still really struggle to deal with it, and I think in this current meta, it suits his playstyle. He could still go into a different type of Cyclone opening here, or a Widowmine drop, which he's also shown us already, a different variation of it, but still very possible here. And you mentioned Hellions as well last time, and we didn't see it, but it's definitely an option on this map, probably one of the better ones.
This is going to be a tick lab there, and it might be a tank push. You know, we see this from time to time on this map. You have those backdoor rocks at the natural. You siege up a tank over there. It's very hard for the Protoss early on to take down those rocks, and that's essentially what you need to do to make cleaning up the tank clean at all. So I believe we have seen him do this before too. He is going to start off with the Cyclone. So let's see if he does want to make a tank after this, or maybe he's just going to start here with the Cyclone.
I think that he will make the tank follow-up. Let's see what he makes, what does with the starport. Is he going to do a medevac follow-up to make this faster? Yeah. Okay. So I think we're going to see a tank come out here. He's going to try to time it together.
And even an SCV for a bunker. Looks like it's going, let me see where that's going, that pesky SCV. It's going right to the third base, actually.
I think he wants to deny a third with this push. With the SCV, there's no way he's going to be able to get a bunker up at the front of the base, especially because he doesn't have the units together yet to do so.
And no tank. He actually just moves that away, starts his infantry upgrades, and yeah, this SCV is just coming over here. He's not even, I mean, it's just going to kind of follow up. Kind of interesting builds here. Deer is actually going to move out from his base with the Warp Prism that's coming in. They're going to pass in the night, actually. And he does have this Mothership Core back here with 3 Stalkers, so he should be okay.
This is going to be way better for Deer.
Yeah.
I don't think GuMiho is going to have a chance to defend this. Photon Overcharge alone will make this attack. It's already over. What happened to the Cyclone?
It gets shut down. And now what does he have at home? He's got nothing. A Warpin of 3 units here.
I don't even know where the Cyclone is. What happened to it? Okay, it's up here at the top of the ramp. He's using it for defense against possibly later in fly-in, but by ground, he just walked over. The rest of the units are coming home, but they're not enough. And you can actually micro against the Cyclone.
Yeah. One Cyclone is not going to do anything against a Warp Prism.
The repair is helping quite a lot. As it turns out, 1 or 2 Oracles is better at killing a Cyclone than all these Stalkers.
Bunch of Marines come in from the back, and some more units coming out of the barracks here.
This
With
is
the Liberator
GuMiho's,
coming up, it is going to push it back.
This is GuMiho's way to defend us. Oh my god, Deer's micro is so good. So good.
Oh boy.
Protecting, stopping the lock-ons. Look at the Stalkers, look how red they are.
Yeah, keeps them all alive. Pretty unbelievable stuff. And you said it before, you know, he's desperately trying to take out units, right? But taking out the Warp Prism would be nice. Of course, it is very easy for Deer in that case to just move back the Warp Prism and be like, okay, if you want to focus that down, you're going to miss a lock-on here.
Yeah, it's basically just impossible to win this fight if Deer micros correctly, which he did. It was very well, and in fact, with maximum amount of damage output. Like, I don't think that could have been microed better.
And what does GuMiho do from here? He has to harass, right? On a map like King Sejong Station, getting the third base was always super easy for the Protoss, even back when this map first came into the pool. So, especially with your own harass, you still have the Warp Prism. By the way, take a look at how red those Stalkers are. 3 of them there are in the red.
We'll need a pickup. Oh, maximum
Wow.
range pickup forces a stim. Yeah, Metamex, hope you're going in power saving mode after all that energy was spent. He don't even stick around. The units didn't even get healed. Just something to keep in mind. Liberator gonna try to find an opportunity over here. The building's actually kind of working against Deer for a second to get into position, but this is never even going to land, or a siege.
Good positions there on the pylons. No blink just yet. But he's actually drawing the units away so he can drop the natural. There are some units over here, but they're actually, at this very moment, moving away. GuMiho comes in from a different angle, but he still has got a lot of units in here. Can snipe a couple of Adepts.
Yeah, he needs to find some damage with this push. He's going to get some Adepts for free. Only 1 Marine going down, but here's the flank attempt of the Stalkers. They're all red from earlier, but oh my god, this micro! What?
How does he do it? It's like the second the Marauder bullets are coming out, he picks up the Stalker. And in fact, Deer benefits more from that trade as he doesn't lose all that much. He keeps his third base. And
blink, 2 seconds.
Oh, so close.
You can blink still, actually. Decides not to. I guess he's looking at something else.
There it is, okay. Does lose that Liberator. Now, look at this puny force on the map right here for GuMiho. His third base is so much later than Deer's at this point. Look at the supplies even. The Protoss way ahead in army supply and probes. Deer is moving out. He wants to end this game.
I don't even think Maru could come back from this game. This is going to... I don't mean to anti-hype this, but he lost the game earlier.
Getting the Warp Prism would be really nice. It would be the first step of many, but he's not going to be able to.
You saw his micro earlier. There's no way he makes a mistake like that. The blink forward...
I think your read of Deer's face when you saw him on camera was actually really on point. He was like, no, I got this. You know, he was really amped and excited to get into this game. He's played it so well. His micro's been on point. He didn't look a single bit nervous getting into this game.
The Cyber Core was killed, which actually hurts this push, but I just think it won't be significant at the end of the day. This Terran army is too puny. He doesn't even have a third base to defend. Like, yeah, there's a CC down there, but who cares? So even he forced this to live.
Fields even. Oh, man.
This should be game, and GuMiho, his reign in Star League will end here. He had a great run, but Deer, the better player in this final game especially, shutting him down hard, and he just had the better build overall. He knew how to counter what GuMiho was doing.
Yeah, red from beginning to end. I love the pressure. GuMiho has been really struggling with just 3-gate pressure with Warp Prisms. In 2 games tonight, Deer has taken wins in 2 different series against GuMiho, against the same exact build where he's forced to pull from the natural. Committing to that Cyclone actually is really hurting GuMiho in some of these games.
Well, this is going to be the final fight. Down goes the Liberator. 2 Widowmites go off, but it's not enough damage to the Adepts. SCB is being pulled, but that will be game over here. And that's going to be the end of Group B. 2 Protoss players will advance. GG.
Deer gonna take it. And he does get out of the group. A sigh of relief as he takes that win. We'll be hearing from him soon enough in that interview. Whereas GuMiho, looking somber as ever, fortunately not able to make it out of this group this time.
a recent finalist and a GSL champion both advanced from the group. A very tough group for GuMiho. Nearly pulled the upset. I don't think he should be too upset about failing to advance from such a difficult group, despite the fact that he lost that last game. He's still very much doing